Hello everyone, welcome to MEP Booster. So in this lecture, we'll discuss the types of plumbing system. So in that, today we'll discuss about the water supply system. After the end of this lecture, you would be able to understand water supply system, potable and non-potable water. So let's start. So now here remember, plumbing system in buildings ensure the proper supply of potable water and the safe removal of wastewater and sewage. So there are three main types of plumbing system. First one is the water supply system, second drainage system, and third venting system. So in this lecture, first we'll discuss in detail about the water supply system. Now what is water supply system? Let's see. The water supply system delivers potable and non-potable water to different fixtures in a building through a network of pipes, valves, pumps and tanks. Okay. So here we have a different types of water supply system. In that, the first one is the direct water supply system, second indirect water supply system, third hot and cold water supply system, and the fourth one is non-potable water supply system. So now let us discuss each types of water supply system in detail. So as I told you, the first types of water supply system is direct water supply system. So what is it? See, a direct water supply system is a method of water distribution where water is supplied directly from the municipality main to the various fixtures and appliances in a building without the need for an overhead storage tank. Okay. So here what happened? The water from the municipality mains enters the building through a service pipe. Then it passes through a water meter for billing purposes. And then the water is then distributed to different outlets such as taps, showers, water heater and appliances like washing machine. Okay. So here in direct water supply system, no intermediate storage is required such as overhead tank. Correct. So remember this point. So this system is commonly used in high pressure municipality water network, ensuring constant water pressure. Okay, where we have to use, that is also given. Now here we'll see the advantages of direct water supply system. So there are lots of advantage. Few of them we'll discuss here. So in that, the first one is given consistent water pressure. So direct water supply system provide a steady supply of water at main pressure. Okay, so consistent water pressure is the first benefits. Second, here no storage tank required. Okay, which reduces maintenance and space requirement. Correct. And the third one is fresher and cleaner water. Since water comes directly from the municipality mains, so there is less risk of contamination here. Even the initial cost of this system is low as compared to other system. Okay, is it clear? So these are the advantage. Now this next one is disadvantages of direct water supply system. So the first one is water supply disruption. Okay, suppose if the municipality or if the municipal supply stops, so the building will have no water. So this is the first disadvantage. Second one, pressure variation. Water pressure will fluctuate depending on the demand in the area. So this is the another disadvantage. And the next one is limited use of for high-rise building. So in tall buildings, additional booster pumps may be required to maintain adequate pressure. Okay, so these are the disadvantage of water supply system. So now here we'll see where is a direct water supply system used. Okay, so the first one is given here, small residential houses and apartment. Okay, when municipality water pressure is reliable. Okay, you can use it here. Then second, commercial building in urban areas where high pressure means supply is available. So there you can use this direct water supply system. Third, hotel and restaurants, ensuring high water quality without stagnant storage. And then in the low-rise office building, where demand is moderate and municipal supply is stable. So yeah, here is this some application is given where we can use the direct water supply system. Hope all of you understood. Okay. So now next types of water supply system is indirect water supply system. Now what is it? See. An indirect water supply system is a method of water distribution in which water is first stored in a storage tank, usually an overhead tank, before being supplied to different fixtures. Okay. So here what happened, the water is drawn from the municipality mains into a ground level storage tank. Then a pump, normally we are using a pump which transfer water from the ground tank to an overhead storage tank. Then water is distributed to various fixtures using gravity or a booster pump. Some fixtures like kitchen taps or drinking water outlets may still be supplied directly from the mains for fresh drinking water. Okay. And this system is commonly used in buildings where the municipal water pressure is unreliable, low or intermittent. Correct. Now here we'll see the advantages of indirect water supply system. So the first advantage is given here, water supply availability. Ensure continuous water supply even if municipal supply is interrupted. Okay, so here water supply availability is the first advantage. Second, it reduces pressure fluctuation. As you know that overhead tank provide stable pressure and avoid direct dependency on mains. Okay, and it is ideal for large building. It is suitable for multi-story building like hospitals, hotels and industries. Clear? And the next one is lower risk of water hammer. Since water is gravity fed, so pressure surge are minimized here. And it also allows for water treatment. The another benefits, it is stored water can be filtered or treated before use. So it allows for water treatment. This is the another advantage. Now we'll see the disadvantage. Here few disadvantages are also there. Like the first one is higher installation cost. It means as you know that this system, indirect water supply system, requires tanks, pumps and additional piping. Okay, that is why the installation cost is high as compared to other system. And the second one is a space requirement. As you know that overhead and underground tanks need dedicated space. Okay, so space requirement is another disadvantage. And the next one is water stagnation risk. As you know that stored water can stagnate if not used regularly. Okay, so this is the another limitation of indirect water supply system. So now here we'll show you where is an indirect water supply system used. So first one, high-rise apartment and skyscraper. All of you know that high-rise building means high-rise apartment. If your building, there are two conditions. Remember all of you, if your building height from street level is 75 feet or more than 75 feet. So that building may be categorized as a high-rise building, correct? The second condition is if your building is more than 7 story. Okay, so that building is called as a high-rise building. Okay, remember this thing. So it is used. Indirect water supply you can use in high-rise apartment and skyscraper where municipal pressure is insufficient. Okay, even you can use it in hotels and commercial building to meet large scale water demand, or in hospital and industry where an uninterrupted water supply is critical, so you can use this system. And the next, areas with water supply restriction, where municipal supply is available only at certain hours, so in that area you can use this system. Okay, so this is all about the indirect water supply system. Is it clear? Now the third types of water supply system is what? Hot and cold water supply system. Now see, what is it? A hot and cold water supply system ensure the safe, efficient and reliable distribution of both hot and cold water to different plumbing fixture in a building. Okay. So as you know that the cold water supply system distribute water directly from the municipal supply or storage tank to various fixture. Okay. So in cold water supply system, normally what happens? The water enters the building either directly from the municipality mains or from a storage tank. Okay. It is distributed through cold water pipes to different outlets such as sinks, showers, toilet, dishwashers and washing machine. Okay. Pressure regulators, filters and backflow preventers are installed to ensure safe and efficient operation. Okay. So the system follow specific design guideline to maintain water quality, temperature control and pressure balance while preventing contamination or thermal expansion issues. Same way if it is a hot water supply system. So you know that in hot water supply system, normally what happen? The cold water enters a water heater. Water heater may be electric, gas or solar. Okay. So first of all, the cold water enters a water heater where it is heated to a specific temperature. Then heated water is stored in an insulated tank or sent directly through the distribution pipe. Hot water reaches the fixtures at the required temperature using thermostatic mixing valve to prevent scalding. Okay. So in this way the hot water supply system work. So don't worry, we'll discuss, we have a separate topic for hot water system. Okay, on that time we'll discuss in detail. So here some advantages given. We'll see the advantages of hot and cold water supply system. The first one is given here, comfort and convenience. Okay. Next, energy efficiency. So proper insulation reduces heat loss, so it is energy efficiency. And prevent water wastage. Okay, so recirculating pumps reduce waiting time for hot water, so it prevent water wastage also. Now we'll move to the next type of water supply system, which is non-potable water supply system. Okay, see, a non-potable water supply system is designed to distribute water that is not suitable for drinking but can be safely used for other purposes such as irrigation, flushing toilet, cooling system and industrial application. Okay. Now here the question is, what is non-potable water? Simple. Non-potable water is water that does not meet drinking water standard but is still safe for other uses. Okay. It may contain impurities, bacteria, chemical or mineral that make it unsafe for human consumption. Okay. If I give you the example of non-potable water like rainwater, grey water, cooling tower water, storm water runoff, these are the example of non-potable water. Okay. Is it clear? This system helps in water conservation, reducing demand for potable water and lowering utility cost. Is it clear? Okay. So here see some advantage is given of non-potable water system. It reduces demand for potable water. First thing, the first advantage is what? It reduces demand for potable water and also help conserve fresh water. Second, lower water bills for residential, commercial and industrial users. Okay. And then minimize wastewater discharge into sewers and treatment plants. Is it clear? Now here see the application of non-potable water is given. We'll discuss that also. So see, the first application is showing here irrigation and landscaping. Okay, which reduces demand for potable water, used for watering garden, public park, etc. So it requires minimum treatment if sourced from rainwater or grey water. Second, toilet and urinary flushing is the another application of non-potable water where we can use the non-potable water. As you know that a significant 50% reduction in potable water usage in commercial building. So required a dedicated piping system with backflow prevention. Then cooling tower makeup water. So non-potable water reduces the use of drinking water for HVAC cooling system. Okay. And industrial process water. Normally used in factory, refineries and power plant, the water which we are using, that is. So it reduces strain of municipality water supply. Okay, so these are the some area where we can use the non-potable water. Okay, so this is all about the non-potable water supply system. So now the topics which we have covered here, we have discussed in detail about the water supply system, potable and non-potable both. Hope all of you enjoy the session. See you in next one.